Title: Almost went to jail because of my high school friends. Hi, Reddit. I don't know if this is a confession, a cry for help, or just me needing to let go of what still haunts me when I close my eyes at night. I, 17 am at the time, now 20, almost went to jail because I wanted to be liked. I wanted to belong. I wanted to stop being that guy. The nerd, the loner, the virgin, the joke. Instead, I became something worse. This is going to be long, but if you've ever been the quiet kid who let the wrong people in, maybe this will feel familiar. Part 1. The Outsider. In freshman and sophomore year, I was invisible. Not bullied. Not praised. Just there. Teachers loved me. I aced my exams. I spent weekends playing chess online, solving coding puzzles, or reading. Yeah, I know, walking stereotype. But then junior year hit, and puberty came late for me like an unwanted party guest. I started filling out. Grew a few inches. Got a bit of a jawline. Girls actually looked at me now. Some even smiled. And the worst kind of people noticed that too. The delinquents. They weren't just your average class clowns. These guys on the hallways. Loud, aggressive. Half of them were already repeating grades. The kind who'd punch lockers for fun and vape in the bathrooms like it was a personality trait. I ignored them at first. That was my biggest mistake. Part 2. The teasing turns personal. It started small, just stupid stuff. Yo, Einstein, how many girls have you smashed? None? Damn, bro. Then it got cruel. They found out I was still a virgin, and suddenly my business was school-wide entertainment. I don't know who told them. Maybe I slipped up. Maybe I trusted the wrong person. They started telling girls I was thirsty, that I was obsessed with them. Notes would end up in my locker that said things like desperate much and try lotion and sell. They made fake group chats with my name. Memes. Inside jokes. Everyone laughed. Some of my old friends tried to help. Quiet kids like me who stuck to the library at lunch. But I pushed them away. I didn't want to be associated with losers. I wanted to be cool. God, I hate that I ever thought that. Part 3. The Setup. It was Friday night when everything went to hell. One of the delinquents, Jaden, came up to me after school all buddy-buddy. Said there was a chill kickback happening at the park that night. Fire, drinks, music, girls. He winked when he said, I heard Ava likes you. Ava, the quiet girl who sat next to me in biology. She'd always smile when we made eye contact. Her laugh was like this soft hiccup. She was one of the few people who seemed genuinely kind. The idea of her liking me made my brain short-circuit. I wasn't allowed out that night. My mom's rules were strict, but I snuck out, telling myself this was it. My moment. And for a while it felt like it was. We danced. She was shy just like me. I didn't touch her waist, just held her hands while we swayed awkwardly under the orange park lights. Her cheeks were red, eyes shining. She said she was glad I came. I said the same. Then Jaden and the others showed up. Laughing. Loud. Drunk. Yo, time to make a man out of you. One of them said, grabbing my shoulder. Before I could react, we were being shoved into a minivan. Ava screamed, what are you doing? But they just laughed and slammed the door shut. Part 4. The van. The doors locked. They banged on the side, chanting, get it in, bro. No backing out now. I could barely breathe. Ava was in the corner, shaking, her voice rising. Let me out. Let me out. I turned to her. I didn't know what to say. I felt my body move toward her like a puppet. I didn't want this. I swear to God I didn't want this. I thought, maybe if I kissed her, they'd let us go. Maybe that was all they wanted. But she panicked. She shoved me hard, scratched to the windows. Screamed. I froze. The chant outside was getting louder. I reached toward her again. Not to hurt her, not to do anything, but she wasn't thinking clearly anymore. She saw me as part of them. And maybe I was. She kicked, then slammed her elbow into the side window. It cracked. She clawed at it until it broke. Blood poured down her cheek as she crawled through the jagged hole. She landed and ran. I sat there shaking. Part 5. The Cops. The next morning, my mom woke me up screaming. 2 officers were at the door. My name. My face. You're under arrest for attempted sexual assault. I was handcuffed in front of my little sister. My mom was crying. I didn't even cry. I couldn't feel anything. They took me to juvie holding. I don't remember much except the cold. They questioned me. Ava had already filed a report. She was at the hospital getting stitched up. Her parents were pressing charges. The only reason I didn't spend weeks inside was because a lawyer my mom could barely afford got me out on house arrest. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't use social media. I couldn't sleep. Part 6, the trial. The court process took months. At first, it looked bad. The DA wanted to make an example out of me. Ava's testimony was heartbreaking. She told the truth. She said she liked me. She thought I was different. She was scared when I came toward her, thought I was going to assault her, especially with the boys cheering outside. The cut on her cheek was 13 stitches long. I didn't deny any of it, because I didn't deserve to. But my lawyer pushed to dig deeper. Medical records were pulled. It came out that I'd had multiple hospital visits in the past year, sprained wrist, broken rib, black eye, all explained away as sports injuries, but never played sports. Eventually, a teacher testified. She'd seen Jaden and his crew roughing me up once in the parking lot. I said I fell. She never forgot that. Then one of my old friends stepped forward, said I was being harassed, beaten, mentally broken down. Said I changed after the bullying started, grew quieter, angrier, more desperate. And the final nail? Jaden's dumbass decided to brag about the van plan in a group chat. Called it a lover boy trap. Screenshots were pulled. Part 7, the aftermath. Charges against me were dropped. I still had to go through a juvenile rehabilitation program. Therapy. Community service. My record is sealed, but not forgotten. Jaden and 2 others got expelled. One of them ended up actually getting charged for harassment in a different case. I never got to talk to Ava. Not once. She never looked at me again. And I don't blame her. I think about her face every time I close my eyes. Her blood. Her scream. The way she looked at me with terror. Me, the boy who just wanted to kiss her. I almost became a criminal. All because I wanted to be accepted. If you're reading this and you're that quiet kid who thinks it might be worth it, joining the wrong crowd, pushing away your real friends, trying to prove something, please don't. It's not worth it. It never will be. I still don't fully know who I am yet, but I know who I don't want to be anymore. Thanks for reading. Edit. Wow. I didn't expect this to get this much attention. I appreciate all the kind messages. For those asking, yes, I'm in therapy. And no, I haven't tried to contact Ava. I don't want to reopen her wounds. This post was never meant to make me the victim. I just needed to tell the truth and maybe help someone else out there who's one bad decision away from ruining everything. Update. I almost went to jail because of my high school friends. Here's what happened after. Hey Reddit. It's been about a year since I shared the darkest chapter of my life on here. If you haven't read the original story, here's the short version. I, 17M at the time, got caught up with the wrong crowd, was bullied for being a virgin, and eventually coerced into a horrifying setup by a group of violent classmates. A girl got hurt, I got arrested, and the truth took months to unravel. It damn near broke me. This is part 2. What happened after, what I've learned, and how I've slowly been trying to build something that resembles a life again. I'm writing this because healing isn't a straight line, and because young boys need to hear this before it's too late. Part 1. Becoming a ghost. After the charges were dropped and the case wrapped up, I didn't go back to school. There was no ceremony, no graduation. I finished online with a GED. I was that guy, the one who almost did something horrible. Even though the court cleared me, the story never left the halls of my high school, and I didn't want to show my face anyway. I couldn't look anyone in the eye. I couldn't even look myself in the mirror. People stopped talking to me, not out of malice, but discomfort. Even the ones who stood up for me kind of drifted. I can't blame them. I wouldn't know what to say to me either. I isolated, went mute. I stopped gaming, stopped coding, stopped caring. Some days I barely got out of bed. The guilt sat on my chest like a corpse. I'd replay that night on loop. Ava's face, the glass breaking, her scream. And the worst part? I was complicit. No, I didn't assault her. But I didn't stop what was happening. I didn't say no. I was so scared of not being accepted that I forgot to be a human being. Part 2. Therapy and unpacking the ugly truth. Court-mandated therapy started as a chore. I didn't think I needed it. I thought I could logic my way through this like an equation. But week after week, I unraveled. I unpacked everything. My need for approval, my buried rage, my fear of weakness. And slowly, my therapist helped me name it. Validation hunger. toxic masculinity, groupthink. All that time, I thought I was trying to become a man. But what I was really doing was trying to escape being seen as weak. And in the world we boys are raised in, weakness is the ultimate sin. Weakness makes you a target. Weakness gets you laughed at. Weakness gets you rejected by girls, by friends, by the world. So instead of owning who I was, I tried to destroy that version of me. I wanted to be what the crowd respected. I let my manhood be measured by locker room jokes, party invites, and the attention of girls I barely knew. And here's what I learned the hard way. Back-end index pointing right, when boys seek manhood through competition, ego, and desperation, girls and women become the collateral damage. There's this saying, when elephants fight, it's the grass that gets trampled. We were the elephants. Ava was the grass. The boys who bullied me were proving their dominance. I tried to prove I wasn't weak. Somewhere in the middle, she got hurt. All because we were more obsessed with how we looked to each other than how we treated another human being. That's the sickness. That's the infection in the system. And it's not just a boys will be boys thing. It's deeper. It's a silence we grow up in. It's the way we're taught to chase power instead of connection. Win instead of care. Get girls instead of respect women. Part 3. A message to young boys. To any younger guys reading this, especially the ones feeling awkward, insecure, or invisible, please hear me when I say this. Stop looking at girls as goals. They're not validation tokens. They're not a prize for leveling up in masculinity. They're not proof that you're a man. You're worthy whether or not a girl likes you. You are valuable even if you've never kissed anyone. You're not broken because you're not sexually experienced. And you do not need the approval of loud, violent, arrogant boys to be strong. Those guys aren't strong. They're scared, just like I was. The minute you let other boys define what makes you a man, you become a puppet. And puppets hurt people without meaning to. You want to be different? Then be different. Build friendships based on real values. Learn how to stand alone. Learn how to apologize. Learn how to walk away. Learn how to hold your friends accountable. Learn how to listen to women, not just chase them. I swear to you, you will respect yourself 1,000 times more if you can do that. Part 4. The path to healing. I wish I could say I'm all better now, that I'm fixed. But the truth is, I'm healing. Slowly. I still have nightmares sometimes. I still get a lump in my throat when I walk past parks at night. I still flinch when I hear glass break. But I've started volunteering at a community center for boys who've been bullied or are struggling socially. I teach basic coding now. I try to be the adult I needed when I was 15. I don't tell them my whole story, but I tell them enough to make them think before they follow the crowd. I also joined a restorative justice circle. I listen to survivors. I learn how to shut up and absorb pain I can't fix, but can honor by changing myself. And Ava, well, she's doing better from what I've heard. She's attending a different university in another city. I haven't spoken to her, and I won't, unless she ever wants that. She deserves peace, not my guilt. Part 5. Who I am now. I'm 20 now, still a work in progress. But I like who I'm becoming more than I ever liked who I pretended to be. I journal. I meditate. I have 2 close friends. I trust fewer people, but I value them more. I'm in therapy still. I've reconnected with my sister and my mom. We talk about feelings in our house now. That never used to happen. Most importantly, I'm no longer trying to prove myself to anyone. After nearly going to jail due to peer pressure and almost ruining someone's life, I spent the next few years rebuilding myself, going through therapy, learning what real manhood is, and now I speak out when I can. Boys need to stop seeking validation in ways that harm girls. We must do better. To the young boys, your pain doesn't have to make someone else bleed. And to Ava, if this ever somehow reaches you, I'm sorry. For everything. I will never stop being sorry. I hope you're surrounded by light, safety, and people who protect your softness, not weaponize it. Let me know if anyone wants a part 3 about the boys I now mentor, or the time I finally stood up for another kid in a similar situation. Healing continues, and so does the fight to be better. Ghost, formerly known as Einstein.